Hello my darlings, my name is Victoria and this is Veritastarot. Taurus, I am going to be doing your October monthly reading for you. I do apologise again that it's a few days late. I've had various things happening with family and also with personal readings, and I'm in the process of moving house, so I haven't been able to focus on the readings and give them the attention that they deserve, and I've left it until now, so I do apologise for that. What I'm going to be doing for you today is I'm going to be doing your soulmate reading. This is focused on soulmates who are in separation, very, very much aware of each other, and it's for soulmates that maybe are not talking to each other or are talking but just having some problems at the moment. If the reading resonates with you, please do comment, like, share, subscribe. If it doesn't resonate with you, please don't try and make it fit. It simply means that the reading wasn't for you at this time. There will always be a reading for you at exactly the right time for you, guided by spirit. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to pull with the different cards. I'm going to pull both yours and your soulmate's energy and your energy as well, side by side, on various points of the reading, so we can get a very clear, accurate look into both you and your soulmate, where you both are on your journey in relation to one another. So I'm going to be using the Tarot Illuminati for your soulmate, and I'm going to be using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck for you, my darlings. So let's move ahead with your reading. And what I'm first going to, what I'm going to do, leading straight in from these monthly readings for soulmates in separation, etc. I'm going to then do some readings this weekend for those soulmates that, for those people that are singled and on their journey and are wondering potentially when their soulmate might appear in their lives. So first of all, Taurus, we're going to look first of all at your soulmate's perceived state of mind. You know, where are they right now in relation to you? What are they thinking about in relation to you? And then I'm going to do the same for you as well. So thank you, Taurus's soulmate. Thank you, Spirit. Where are they right now? What are their thoughts about Taurus? Thank you. So we've got here the Three of Pentacles. And this is a very lovely start to have, because the Three of Pentacles is about building a foundation. And so wherever they are, I feel, thank you, Spirit, they're looking to start something new, a different way of doing things, something that has more of a stability to it that maybe was there before. And in order to be looking at building a foundation with you, it means that that there is a change of thinking. Their perceived state of thinking is different. Something has shifted. So that's very interesting. With regard, and they have a lot to say there. I can see that with all of the scripture that's sort of written down there. There's a great deal of thought that's going into this. So now I'm going to look at your perceived state of mind in terms of relation to your soulmate. Thank you. It's the first time I've done the readings like this, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. So you've got the King of Swords at the moment. So wherever you are currently, I'm feeling, this is interesting, I'm feeling that you are a little battle worn with how things are. You've got the leaves there, so I don't know whether this is something that you feel the leaves have fallen from the tree, and therefore you feel that whatever was extraordinarily sort of in blossom, in bloom, in growth with the leaves have fallen. So is this something where you're feeling that there is, it's become bare, it's almost like the cupboard is bare, that you're not quite sure whether there is anything here still with your soulmate. Your heart chakra is closed off. I'm also feeling this as well, that you're quite closed off with your soulmate. You know, swords are symbolic of that sort of clarity, that truth. That they also represent to us that the sort of fears that we have in our heads a lot about things. And so I'm going to go further with this reading, because this is interesting in terms of where they are in relation to you and you are in relation to them. For some of you, you could be looking at this King of Swords as this is them, not you. But I'm going to go further into the reading. So I'm going to look at now, what is their challenge that if they could overcome this challenge, it would make their journey easier with you. And we're going to do the same with you afterwards. Thank you, Spirit. Taurus's Soulmates Challenge. Thank you. So the King of Wands, this is very interesting. So the King of Wands, they're very focused on you at the moment. So the King of Wands is somebody who very much knows what they want. You know, wands are symbolic of our passions and our desires. They are thinking, as I said, there's been very much a shift with them. And this King of Wands is deep in thought about this King of Swords. And we can be kings or queens. It doesn't matter whether we're a masculine or feminine. It depends on the energy that we're putting out at the time. So whatever's happened here, they're deep in thought. They're getting a lot of strength from the universe, represented here by the lions. In addition, that's saying to me as well, they're very protective of themselves and how they feel. Why do I say that? Because this King of Wands is not moving forward, but they know what they want. And this is why I feel that this Three of Pentacles is there, this perceived state of mind about building something differently with you. But they're not quite sure how. They know they want it, but they're not quite sure how to approach. And the ground is very bare there as well, interestingly enough. Do you see it's sort of scorched there? So wherever they are right now, thank you, Spirit. They're a bit of an emotional mess, is what I'm getting here. I'm going to look at your challenge, King of Swords. Thank you. Please tell me more. Thank you, about Taurus and the challenge. Thank you. All right, so you've got the Seven of Pentacles here. With the Seven of Pentacles in this position as your challenge, it's that understanding that everything is manifesting for you at exactly the right time for you. You know, God, the universe, orchestrates this beautiful timing, which we can only be in awe at. You know, it's amazing how many things happen that are always just at the right timing for us. And with this Seven of Pentacles, it's a reminder to you from Spirit that sometimes when you want something and it's not happening, it's because it's just simply you're being protected. It's not quite the right time for you. Everything is manifesting for you. Everything is growing, and it will come into abundance. It will come into blossom. It will come into maturity. It'll be present. It'll literally land at your feet at exactly the right time. But don't ignore all the blessings and all the things that you have in your life right now, because he's ignoring this coin that's matured and kind of come off the tree, and he's when you're in that lack of space, when you're in that space where because you're missing something, because you want something, it's not happening, you're not being in the moment, you're not being grateful in the moment for what you do have, and the universe responds to that lack. Okay, but both of you, wherever you are, my darling, you're both thinking very deeply about the other. So the connection between you is very strong. You know, and the King of Wands has a huge amount of love there. And the King of Swords, if you are feeling, you know, a little bit caught in that fear space in your mind, and you are feeling almost quite logical about it, use that at the moment to stand back and observe almost dispassionately, where you are right now on your journey, with the reminder to yourself that everything happens for you. And so whatever's happening at the moment is happening for you, and stand back and think, well, what am I meant to learn and grow and shift and change from that? And one of the things is and it's a big thing and a small thing at the same time, to shift, to flip that switch in our mind, to not be focusing on I want this and I wish I had this, but to be focusing on the here and now, where you are right now, because life is just that moment. And enjoy that moment as much as possible. And if you're not enjoying it per se, learn from it, and help yourself, because that's all about self-love, about doing that observations, I call it many times, about the situation that you're in right now, because it will help you shift, and that brings peace. I'm now going to look at what led to this with both of you. So we're going to go back to the Illuminati for your soulmate. Actually, no, we'll just do the one. We'll see what comes out. Let's see what comes out. What led to this situation? Thank you, Spirit. So we've got, on the bottom of the deck, we had the Strength card. So that really is that there is a strength. There's a strength from the universe, as I said to you, that's happening here with your King of Wands, but also with you. And there's a huge connection between you. But you've got this Nine of Swords. So wherever you are right now, you and they right now, it's because there has been a cycle that you have both gone through. And that cycle, I know, my darling, has caused an awful lot of hurt and upset. And it is difficult to hear, but these things do happen for us in order for us to release things that no longer serve us, in order for us to observe, I say it again, things that have happened in our lives and why they've happened for us. Because most of these hurts and upsets, although we're presented with them as a 3D thing, in fact, they're triggers from those deep childhood wounds that we have, that inner child in us, that we don't even know we have sometimes. And so universe, God sends experiences and people to us to help us shift every relationship, so the evolution of our soul. So wherever, and I'm going to pull another card from another deck on this, but with this Nine of Swords, thank you. Wherever you have been, I know, my darling, it's been a very hard thing. You've got the Emperor here. Okay, my darling. So the Emperor, this really speaks to me, first of all, that this is a very deep soulmate connection, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Empress comes out, because again, on the bottom of both decks, I still have the Strength card, which talks about the connection between you, and that this relationship is about you learning to face your fears, learning to, this lion again, representing that masculine side of us, that ego side of us, but also this lion represents the lions on the card here and the King of Wands for your soulmate in terms of their challenge. They are sitting in their ego space at the moment, but we all have this ego. This ego is this pain body. This ego is this protection that our mind puts up to protect ourselves. So whatever they're doing in terms of not doing what you would wish at the moment, but in their mind they want to create a new foundation, they're not doing it because they're fearing being vulnerable. They're fearing about what might happen. They're not taking that step forward. But there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes that neither of you are aware of within yourselves. There's a lot of healing going on in the situation, and I can see that because of this Three of Pentacles. And Spirit is working with you. And the more you can focus on releasing and letting go yourself and stepping out of this King of Swords space, and just allowing things to happen naturally as they're meant to happen, the more you can step into this divine feminine side of yourself, who is empathic and understanding and going with the universal flow. The more you raise your vibration, and the more, because they're so connected to you, they will do the same, being drawn towards you. On the other deck, you've got this Three of Pentacles. So this is beautiful because it's the Three of Pentacles at the beginning of the reading. So the 3 and the 3 makes the 6 of Pentacles, and it's all about balance. So this relationship with both of you has been an experience for both of you, where you've both triggered in each other things that you needed to release. And it's about, if you are to come together, it's about coming together in balance. So one of you is not giving more than the other one. And generally in a situation when one is not giving more to the other, it's because they're fearing showing that person the real selves. They're fearing being vulnerable. They're fearing rejection. So what tends to happen is somebody rejects before they can be rejected. This Emperor in the Nine of Swords position, whoever you may have been with, I'm feeling they had up walls around them because of almost the battles that they feel that they've gone through in life. And because of that, they wanted to control how they're feeling. Control their feelings, thank you Spirit, control their feelings towards you, because for fear of feeling too much. But they do feel too much. They feel an extraordinary amount. This is the King of Wands. So, but they have also, on this journey, as I said, they've gathered wisdom, and that's represented there by the beard. They've gathered a huge amount of wisdom on this journey. Sorry about my dog's barking. Hopefully she's going to stop in a minute. They get very overexcited even if a bumblebee flies past the window. So what I'm now going to look at is the next few steps in both of your journeys. So we'll start with them again, and we'll stick with the Illuminati. Thank you, Spirit. Taurus's soulmate, the next few steps for them on their journey. Thank you. The Tower. And this is fantastic. I know the towers are very difficult. The tower has to come down in order for that foundation to be built. So this is it's almost like their soul knows that something's coming, that they're expecting this, or that if they're very aware of it in the 3D and they're battling against it. But this Three of Pentacles keeps appearing, so it's like they know they have to go through this in order to come out the other side to rebuild what they want to rebuild with you. And what's very interesting about this card, because I've been talking about the feminine and the masculine energies, do you see here the King, this is the masculine, is falling quite sort of clumsily, and his crown's come off his head, which represents the death of the ego. While the feminine side, that empathic side, sorry, that they want to speak to you, that universal, going with the flow, let go, let God, is falling very gracefully. And so it's a reminder to you that when you are in these situations where somebody is, wherever they are right now, they're being forced to let go of control because the universe has stepped in. And I always say that the universe God will always give us little slaps around the face if we are not shifting and changing and releasing things. And if we keep repeating cycles, then we get a whopping great big slap around the face, which is the Tower. And it can happen very suddenly, but the Tower has to come down in order to see the way forward, and in order for those foundations, those two lots of Three of Pentacles, to be built again. And always when these towers come down, something beautiful comes out of it. Something where people have shifted, like foundations, like things shifting and coming down. You know, those towers represent conditioned behaviors, and conditioned behaviors create cycles, patterns of behavior throughout our lives. So when those towers come down representing conditioned behaviors, suddenly a new tower, a new way can be built, and a way that's with understanding about why did that other tower come down? It wasn't stable. So that's very interesting. I want to see what's on your next few steps. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Taurus's next few steps on their journey. Thank you. You wanted to come out. Just going to take the one. Thank you. Okay, Five of Cups, my darling. Spirit's really asking you at this current time, sorry, my light occasionally goes out, and I'm going to look back on this challenge card as well for you, is to try and release these feelings of I wish that hadn't happened, and why did that happen, and why did I do that, and why did they do that? Release it, let it go. When you live in this space, you're living in the past. And when you live in the past and with regret, then you're creating an energy in the present that is a negative energy. And then that creates your fears for the future. Do you see the correlation? So Spirit is saying, please try and release that. And allow and understand that this has all happened for you in order for you to go through an amazing transformation. And it is going to happen. You know, you don't have the Tower in a reading unless something beautiful is going to come out of it. So what I'm going to do now is to go back to your soulmate and see what there, I know we had the Three of Pentacles in terms of what they were thinking about in relation to you, but I want to ask specifically what their goals and aspirations are, their intentions towards you at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So the Five of Wands. So they and the Two of Swords. At this current time, my darling, they are in a space where they need to be in that space. They need to experience what they're experiencing in order for them to go through a huge transformation, a big shift, releasing things, coming to realizations. This is all happening for them at this time. And this Five of Wands is this conflict within them. They're in a negative space at the moment. There could be, with yourself, there could be a lot of discussions or talks or arguments between you. And I'm going to come on to the Two of Swords in a minute, but I just want to say on that Five of Wands, when two people, if that is the case with you and it's not something internally within them, when two people are fighting in that negative energy space, nobody listens to the other one because it is both the egos talking at each other. Nobody listens. When you have something to say that's from a place of clarity, a place of truth, and a place of understanding, both for you and for them, then speak. Ask for the right words. Say, thank you, God, for the right words. Open your mouth and speak, and the right words will come. And you will surprise yourself because these words will come out and you'll think, my God, where did they come from? They're amazing. They've really explained beautifully, but not in an aggressive, argumentative way. And then you won't remember them afterwards because they've come straight from source, straight from your higher self. So that's just a little bit of advice for those of you who are actually in communication with your soulmates. And then you've got the Two of Swords. Now, I know this looks like a card that's a little dark, but as I said, out of everything that's... when we go through these dark nights of the soul, that's when we're at our most transformative. And so with this Two of Swords, okay, there are things yet unknown. There are things yet to be spoken. But do you see here that with these Two Swords, although their heart at the moment is blocked, and I feel like yours is as well as this King of Swords, they are holding in their hands clarity and truth. Okay, they're holding them in their hands. And they have a blindfold on, and that for me talks about this experience of trying to block this fear, because people spend a lot of their lives running away from fear, but they're not running away here. They're trying to block it, but at the same time that's forcing them to go within, because we can't see the truth outside of ourselves. We can only see it within. And so whatever this experience is happening for them and about to happen for them with the Tower is going to force them to go within. And that blue that they're wearing, you know, that represents that truth, that deep truth, that speaking your truth as well. So I just, at this current time, and I'm going to pull for you now, what, you know, you can do at this current time. And at the moment, I'm now seeing the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. So this is a time, and I'm getting a big sigh of relief here almost. This is a time for you and for them to go through the shifts and changes that God, the universe, is asking you to do. This is a time for you to heal, for them to heal. You can't heal in an environment where you're with somebody arguing all the time. So let me have a, and you may not be, and you may already be in that place. And I'm very pleased if you are in that place where you're going through this healing at the time. But I feel this is quite recent for you. And it's a very painful space to be, I understand. But when we are in that place where it is dark, it is when God really asks us to have trust and faith in Him, in the universe, to deliver to us what we need at the time to help us. And you will be having people around you at this time who've stepped forward, new people in your life, or other people who are there to help you on this part of your journey. I'm going to pull for you now Spirit's advice for you on top of that challenge card about what you can do to help yourself at this time and to help this connection as well, because there is a big connection here. Strength. So what they are saying to me, first of all, again, they're giving you all the help, all the strength that you need. I've gone through this card with you already, so they're just emphasizing this to me. One of the strength cards I have, and this is what I'm being told, has the elephant on it. And the male elephants, the bull elephants, stay away from their families for most of the year for fear of hurting them with their tusks. And they only come in the breeding season. So I'm immediately being told that, you know, in relation to your soulmate, at the moment they are staying away because their soul knows, and they know that too much of this is very damaging. And they're needing to do their healing work, their shifts and changes themselves. You are being asked to trust. You're being asked to understand that the more you can work on yourself and quieten your fears, the more you will allow the universe to step in and to help you, because everything's lined up for you. Everything you've manifested is already there, like you've seen on the Seven of Pentacles here. It's waiting to come in for you, and it will come in at exactly the right time for you. But it's having that trust and understanding, thank you, Spirit, that when people do things that hurt other people, they do it from their own place of pain. The intention isn't to hurt the other person. It's because of them seeing life through their own lens of life. And everybody's lens of life is very different. So that was just another little message that I was told to give you. I'm going to be now looking with two cards what potential outcome is. I don't really like to do outcomes, but I'm just seeing the Eight of Wands, which is lovely, but based on where you are right now, where your soulmate is right now, it would be lovely if Spirit could just give us a little more down the road after the Tower moment and see what is happening. So I'm going to pull from both decks for you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, my darling. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Wherever you are right now, the Tower, in connection with your soulmate, whatever this Tower is, it's going to create this new Three of Pentacles for both of you. Remember, we saw it, this new foundation for both of you, and it's going to be balanced. And this Ace of Pentacles that's coming in, this 8, that's the cornerstone of it. This Ace of Pentacles is divinely guided and divinely protected. So God is asking you to have trust. Trust in the timing of it as well. Look how beautiful it is. And I'm seeing automatically here, thank you, Spirit. Do you remember I talked about, where were they? The leaves on the King of Swords here. Do you remember I talked about you feeling that it was all lacking, the trees were bare, but look at what they've given me with this card. There are trees and it's abundant everywhere, and it's growing and it's blossoming. So that is just gorgeous, and I'm going to pull one more card for you for that. And the water here in the card represents, you know, your emotions. So the water here represents for me the peace that you're going to feel with this, because the water is still. Beautiful. And there's a bridge. Thank you, Spirit. And that bridge talks to me about meeting in the middle. Again, balance. Wherever you're going to be with your soulmate, whatever this start, this Ace of Pentacles. You see, Pentacles don't just represent materialistic things. They don't just represent health and money and things. They represent realization of ideas as well. So whatever this outcome is, for you and for your soulmate, it's going to represent either a whopping, fantastic realization of, oh my God, and I feel that's what it is, because you've both, at the bottom of the deck you had the Three of Pentacles and they had the Three of Pentacles, and in order for the Three of Pentacles to start that foundation, the Tower has to come down, And then that Three of Pentacles, the very first pentacle has to come in first, doesn't it? And this is what the outcome of this is. I'm going to just pull another card from your deck. Thank you. Any more information on the Ace of Pentacles? Thank you, Spirit. The Magician. Spirit is saying to me here, it's a reminder for you. You create your own reality, my darling. You create your own reality through your thoughts. Remember, I talked at the beginning of the reading, you know, about how being in that past, if you're focused on the past because of unhappiness, then you are bringing that into the now, and that's creating your fears for the future. You can flip this switch in your mind by literally trusting and having faith in God and the universe. They're always working for you. Everything is waiting for you to come in. It's that understanding that by you creating your reality, and one of the most extraordinary ways you can create a beautifully positive reality is using the words I am and putting after those words, I am grateful, I am blessed, I am happy, and saying every morning things you're grateful for. And the universe says, okay, would you like more of that? And they bring you more of the same. You have all of the answers within you. You just have to trust yourself, because in trusting yourself, you're trusting God, because that piece of you, your soul, is a piece of God. Trust in your knowing. Trust in the receiving thoughts you're getting. Don't look too much for outside of yourself for reasons and validations or anything. Trust in yourself. Go within. The Magician can speak their truth. They understand, they have clarity. They have love for themselves with the cup. They have the realization of what things mean to them with the pentacle, and also the pentacle represents those manifestations that are coming in. And you know, the sword as well. Sorry, I've said the sword with the clarity, but the wand represents things that they're passionate about, things that they want to create in their lives. Because look at the bottom of this deck now, you've got the King of Pentacles, and he is covered in leaves. So I'm feeling now that wherever you are going to be with the outcome of this King of Pentacles is somebody who has created their own reality with this ace coming in. This is you. This is you. There you were as the King of Swords. Do you see? And now coming into this King of Pentacles with the beautiful leaves all over you. And there's some ivy in the card there. So the ivy represents to me commitment. It represents a connection. It can represent connection to somebody else or connection to spirituality. It can also talk about not letting go. But in relation to these cards here, this is a real commitment. You're very loyal and committed. And there's ivy growing up on the trees there as well. There have been, you know, with the here with the boots, you know, it will be not an easy journey. These journeys, these shifts and changes, these spiritual journeys, they can be very difficult, but they can also be incredibly rewarding. And thank you, Spirit. It's a reminder to you about being a little bit stubborn about what you want as well. A little bit sort of determined about what you want to, because you are able to manifest this. And I just got told to pull over the bottom of the other deck for you, and we get the full card. So wherever you are going, as I said, with the Tower card as well, and these two lots of Three of Pentacles and this Ace of Pentacles, you are coming into a new cycle, and God is asking you to let go and let God. Let the universe guide you here. Trust yourself, trust your inner knowing on this. I'm going to just pull for you a couple of my beautiful Spirit Song Tarot, which are animals, just to see if there's any other messages for you. Thank you, Spirit. Any other messages for Taurus? Thank you. So you've got here the Page of Crystals, which is the Page of Pentacles. So there you had that Ace of Pentacles. Do you remember? And now you've got this Page of Pentacles. And this talks about ideas and discipline, and you've got the fox. Okay, so what Spirit is saying to me here, you know, the fox is a master at problem solving. And they're very grounded, they're very focused, and they're quite solitary. I know they live in their packs, but they spend quite a lot of time resting and sleeping. And so it's that whilst you are in the space you're in right now, amongst the trees, maybe with foxes, they always, you know, find their spaces. Go within for the answers. You know, thank you, Spirit. See the wood for the trees. Okay, stand back and observe. Stand back and observe why this is happening and what you can do to help yourself shift from it. And the fox is about events being set in motion. So, of course, pages are always about some initial, the knights are about real movement, but the pages are about that initial sort of beginnings of something happening. They can be about messages as well. And I love to see that in the Ace of Pentacles position for you. And on the bottom of that deck, of course you've got the Two of Shells, which is the Two of Cups, which is obviously a beautiful soulmate card. And it talks about union and harmony, and how lovely to see that with also these 2, 3 of Pentacles here as well. And of course it's got the dove, which represents peace. And whatever is happening here, the doves represent this, whatever is happening here, it's going to, when you look back on it, understand that this has enhanced really deep bonds between you. And this experience, this change with you, with both of you, from going from this into this, it's about this journey is bringing blessings in. It's bringing that deeper bond, and it's about the healing power of love, and working towards also, my darling, your self-love as well. And it's a reminder for you, thank you, Spirit, about honoring yourself, you know, with respect, with self-love, because then others will do the same. And I think that's why the balance, the two lots of 3 of Pentacles has been really in very much in my focus during this reading. I think you probably gave an awful lot in this relationship in the past, and this whole Tower and whatever's happening here is to balance it out between you, so that whatever conditioned behaviours that you had and triggers, you release and let go. They no longer serve you, and the same for your soulmate as well. As I'm going to finish on just one card that I love to see, is the Knight. You know, I talked about knights with the action, and there is your soulmate. The challenge is this King of Wands, about not obsessing, worrying, thinking about it, passionate about, but not doing anything. Now you've got the Knight of Wands, coming in for you, and this is the Boar, and the Boar is all about action and drive and brimming with enthusiasm as well, which is lovely. And they kind of, you know, Boars sort of tear down the road, and Wands are about passion as well. So it's about that sort of focus on, like the King of Wands, of tearing down the road with passion, and kind of headstrong, a bit restless about it, but there will be movement, but it'll happen in God's timing, because if it happens before, you'll just repeat the same cycle again with them. And now you've got the Sun on the bottom of the deck. So that's just beautiful, and that's the hummingbird. And, you know, the hummingbird is that sort of messenger of light and joy, and it's healing as well. Thank you, Spirit. And the hummingbird can fly backwards. So it's telling me that, and it's the Sun, whatever happy memories and things in the past between you, that's bringing kind of clarity to all involved and truth. And it's it's the happiest card on the deck, and then I just saw the Star card as well. So you're going through a great period of healing, and the Sun and the Star together. You have God's hand, the universe hand in this, and it's please trust, and let go as much as possible, and spend all the time in the world focusing on yourself and your self-love and your self-worth, and that will help you and your soulmate move forward. All right, my darlings, I hope that the reading helped whoever the reading resonated with. And as I said, I will be doing singles readings straight after all of these monthlies for all star signs at the weekend, leading on from there. But in the meantime, have a really lovely rest of the week, and take care, my darlings. Bye-bye.